Hi everyone, Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I used and what I created for Craft Roulette episode number 143. And let's just cover what the parameters were real quick. So the project had to be a joyfold card. Colors had to be fall colors. Element, smile or smiles, and random had to be ombre. So when I saw the project had to be a joyfold card, I remembered that Call Me Crafty Owl had a sheetload of card using this type of card for June of 2022. So I went back and pulled out her sketch challenge for that month and so that I could create my joyful card for this episode of Craft Roulette. And then the fall colors, so that was a little more tricky because I didn't really want to go into the idea of fall. I wanted to have a bright, cheery card. So what I ended up doing was finding a card that had fall colors in it, like green, and I think it had like gold, like a yellow gold, and then I used some of the neutrals, and I used this paper here actually, and it's this design that I used, and this has a little bit of pool party in it, which is kind of like a blue. And the way I'm getting around that is to say that any season or any time of the year, whether it's fall, summer, whatever, you're always going to have blue skies. So I'm using that blue as my blue skies kind of thought behind that. I don't know if you could see it, but there's just that little bit of blue in there. And so I'm using this designer paper and I'm using this piece to create my card today. And then I found this paper pack. It's called Oh So Ombre. So it has different papers that have the ombre look, and it had a green in there that would work perfectly with this paper pack. So that is what I'm using for the card. And then I pulled out an old paper pumpkin kit from June of 2020 because that's where it had the word smile, and I like what the inside, what I wanted to put on the inside is it said a little something to brighten your day. And the card that I wanted to do, I wanted it to be something cheery and warm and that because I'm just a little cold right now. It's really, really cold. It's supposed to get, I can't, really cold tonight, like below zero, and then tomorrow's going to be really cold. And so I'm like, I don't want to even think about cold. So that's why I decided to make a card with something more warm looking or feeling. So let's look at the card. So here it is. And here's the joy fold. And I love the joyful card. The only thing that I don't like about it is that this kind of flops up. So I ended up using some Velcro dots. And I have the clear one so that it doesn't really stand out that bad when you see it. But then that way it can stay closed the way I want it to be. So there's the joyful card. And the fall colors was the gold and the green. And then, of course, I have a little bit of that blue, which I'm going to say that's the sky in any season. And then here is the ombre. It's this piece right here. It goes from light to dark. And then the smile or smiles. So there's that stamped in black on there. And I went ahead and used my favorite punch, that, the double oval. So then that way I could get I can get like a matting on it. So I love that. And then you open it up. And I wanted to, I know on the sketch from Call Me Crafty Owl, she doesn't have designer paper on all these little panels, but I wanted to add a lot of color as far as the paper went. So that's why I not only added it to the front, I added it to the inside of the card, and I also cut another piece here that was a little smaller because I just like to have two layers on the inside when it comes to where the sentiment goes and where you can sign it. And then I just added the top part of this ombre paper to the inside to give it that color. And there you go. There it is. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you so much for stopping by and seeing what I created for this episode of Craft Roulette. And I don't believe we're going to have an episode or card for next week because I think they're doing Mary Gunn's sister is going to be reading us Christmas story on Friday, so we won't be having Mr. Will tell us what to do for next week. So I guess we'll be back in a couple weeks when we get the new parameters when they meet again and get started up again after Christmas. Okay, everyone. Well, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and stay warm because I know this cold front is like all over the place. So, all right, talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.